Welcome back to Maple Leafs Man Advantage. I am Hawkeye, and this might be a shorter video, which is totally fine. This one, I'm just going to talk about a trade the Toronto Maple Leafs made with the Los Angeles Kings before the 1968-69 season. Um, yeah. Now, to go with as well, I've got the Movember happening here. Feeling good. Got the Wendell Clark or Rick by mustache rocking. That's great. Um, and as well, currently in Leafland, they're doing good. They've won a couple of games in overtime lately over the Washington Capitals and the Edmonton Oilers. A couple of really good teams there. Um, so the Leafs are getting it done. Looking good with Craig Berube behind the bench there for the Leafs as well. Now, this trade happened just before the beginning of the season, and that happened on September the 30th, just a couple weeks before the new season would start. The Leafs and the Kings worked out a deal, and the Leafs acquired, I believe it's pronounced Louis Duval and Grant Moore from the Kings, and they received left winger Gary Croteau, Brian Murphy, and goaltender Wayne Thomas. This will be interesting to look into these players and see how they did. So let's get out of here. Now, coming to Toronto, we'll start there first. I'm not able to find much information on Louis Duval. Um, I'm not even sure exactly what position he played. I'm assuming he was a forward, though, as he did score 21 goals in 1965-66 for the Trois-Rivières Reds. Um, he unfortunately did not play a single game in the NHL. And then Grant Moore, same thing. He did not play an NHL game either. Um, but when looking at his numbers as well, he put up some very good numbers. So I imagine he was a forward as well. Very good offensive numbers. But neither of the guys that came over to Toronto ended up playing an NHL game. Now going to the Kings. On their side of the deal, Gary Croteau, his career had not started as of yet. He would, though, go on to play 684 games, scoring 144 goals with 175 assists for 319 points. And he had a 12-year career in the NHL. Gary scored 20 goals a couple of times in his career and had a career high 24 in 1976-77 for the Colorado Rockies. So, as well as the Kings, he also played for the California Golden Seals and the Kansas City Scouts as well. So, unfortunately for Gary, though, like he didn't play on some very good teams, though, either. Um, but he did carve out certainly an NHL career for sure. And then Wayne Thomas, he had not started his NHL career as of yet, and yes, indeed, he would go on to do so. He would end up playing 243 games. He had 103 wins, 34 ties, 334 goals against average, and an 891 save percentage. He also had 10 shutouts over his career. He did, in fact, return to Toronto in the mid 70s when they were in dire need of a number one goalie. Um, Wayne also played for the Montreal Canadiens and the New York Rangers. After his playing days, Wayne was a goalie coach for the Rangers in 1981-82. He then was an assistant for a few seasons for the Rangers from 82 through 85. And then he was an assistant for the Chicago Blackhawks in 1987-88, for the St. Louis Blues for a few seasons from 1990 through 93, and finally for the San Jose Sharks for a few seasons from 93 through 96. So Wayne definitely got into the coaching gigs after his playing days. And then finally, Brian Murphy. He did go on to play one game. That was for the Detroit Red Wings in 1974-75. So there you have it. And there is no way I would make this trade. Yeah, you got, looking at it here, we have a winger and a goalie who can put in some time on your team, or Perhaps work them out in a trade later on for maybe something you really need on your team. Um, so there you have it. So anyway, I would not work out that trade. I would hang on to these three players and see what the future brings for, of course, the Leafs and these players. So there you have it. That was a short little video talking about that trade, and then I'm going to get into the actual season for the Leafs in the NHL coming up here. So if you like this video, go ahead, hit like or subscribe. I certainly have other videos dealing with the Leafs and dealing with the NHL, going through history, hopefully until something a lot more current than the 1960s. And then, of course, if you want to comment as well, go ahead and do that. I love talking hockey. But anyways, until next time, have yourself a wonderful day.